Evaporator case removal. We're going to start today by removing an evaporator case. This is an evaporator case removal on a 1995 or 94 140 chassis Mercedes-Benz. We're going to show you some of the little hidden secrets that Mercedes has used to assemble this dash, and we're going to hopefully avoid any damage. We want to inspect the seats. You want to be careful when you're working so you don't tear any seats. This is a major job. First thing we'll do is we'll move the seats forward. Okay, this is going to gain access to the bolts that hold the console in place. The console bolts are located in the rear, one here and one here. After we've slid the seat all the way forward, we will be able to remove the two attaching bolts to the console, one right there and there, and also on the other side we'll do the same. Now with the bolts removed, we're going to leave the bolts that hold the back of the console. We're going to leave them in the back here because we're not really going to spend much time here. Right now we're going to remove the rear vent. I'll show you how that's done. We're going to save that rear vent till later. We may not have to remove that. We're just going to go ahead right now and move the seats back to the all the way back position. I'm going to slide these seats all the way back. Now with the seats moved all the way back, we're going to go ahead and remove the instrument cluster and the wood on the console. One warning is on the SRS, anything having to do with the airbag, you don't want to have it unplugged and then turn the key on, because what happens is the computer will give a code that there's a malfunction and you'll have to have it reset either at the dealership or unless you have some elaborate equipment in your shop. If you have that equipment, you probably aren't watching this tape. So you want to move your seats back, move the steering wheel to the further down position and all the way back. And now we're going to remove the instrument cluster and the center vents and the wood on the console. For dash removal, we have a hook. Mercedes, you can purchase this at Mercedes-Benz very inexpensively. That's the part number. And just so we can get a shot on that part number, I'm not sure if we're... Okay, it's 140-589-0233. Now, okay, we're going to take this tool and we're going to hook it on the sides right here and then pull the dash out, being careful not to hurt the dash. Okay, as you see, we've pulled the dash out, and there's hooks on the side where this tool can reach over and grab it, and then you pull this out. Once it's out, then go ahead and unplug the back of it. You notice that there are just 4 plugs that plug into the back of the dash. These are the 4 plugs, and then the instrument cluster is removed. Okay, we're going to move on to the console now. We're going to remove the push button controls for the windows, that wood panel, and we'll start by turning on the key to move the shift lever. And we're going to open this up, and there's a screw. Once we remove this ashtray, that we can look down in there, and there's a screw right here that we can remove. We have to remove this little screw, loosen it, and this tray will come out, and then we'll move on. Now once we've removed this screw, we'll close this door while we can pull the door up and remove this door. It slides out of the slot there, and we can take this door off with this one screw. You see, we have just loosened that screw, we didn't remove it, and the door slides off. Next, we're going to go to we can close that, and there's screws located down inside here that we're going to remove. So you look inside and you have two screws here that hold this wood panel. We're also going to remove, there's this ring right here. This ring is removed by prying underneath. You can just raise up underneath this and it starts to come up. Then take your fingers, you got to be careful not to damage the wood. And you just pull this up. Okay, that's up. That now gives us, this is a locking. You'll notice there's two tabs in the front that are closer together than in the back. That'll go in like that. Sometimes I've found that this doesn't go down tight around the edges. You have to grind a little bit right in here to make it seat just right. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get the tool and loosen the two screws located up inside here. At this time, before we get the proper tools to remove the hex screws under here for this dash piece, we're going to go ahead and disconnect the battery. The battery is located in the trunk. Okay, we're going into the trunk of the car right now, and we're going to locate the batteries on the right hand side. And we can take this box out, and you have the battery. Now we're going to disconnect the negative terminal and then continue. Okay, these are the two screws that we removed from inside here, which locks in this wood panel. Okay, and we're going to put all the screws that come out of here into the ashtray so that we keep everything together for assembly will be much easier. We're going to put these things in the trunk of the car. Okay, next we lift up this wood panel. Sometimes you have to push back, reach underneath to push it up to get it started. Just being careful of the wood that's around here. So that this will come up, but sometimes we have to push back and be careful with it. And then we'll lift it out of there, moving the shifter, and we can go ahead and unplug the attachments under it. Okay, with the console unplugged, we have 7 plugs. Alright, so we'll go here and we'll look, and we have 7 plugs. We have 1 up here, 2 over here, and over here you have 3. It's a good idea at this time to go ahead and, for the 3 that are on one side, that will make it easier, we just put a little wire tie around here, and then we'll go ahead and move on to the